What's wrong with me? My head hurts so much. All my clothes are also torn and dragged. I got no bounds on my body. Where did I go? I came from I can't remember anything. A person torn clothes skinny body standing in front of stairs said I just feel unwilling. June 30th, 2035 Dream Star Apartment 502 Feel finally come home. This is the box. I lost when I moved previously standing in front of door said Luchin. Then he said I didn't expect my boss to actually help me find it. His name is Luke Hen. He said thanks although they read just some worthless photos and certificates. They carry a lot of memories, places the bag on a table and starts unwrapping it said this seems to be first master of the game Star sees shuttle from country part. Was it now that I think about it? It was an interesting memory. The starting point of my esports era 5 years ago Z Country National Esports Center the person standing said I am pretty happy to come to Z Country Samia. I also specially learned some Chinese, however I was extremely let down by competition opening day. Your gaming level makes me feel so bored Sima. I craved failure in this country. Sorry I didn't get it. A muscular man blonde hair said all this. His Edge Country sports player Star C Exploration, strongest combat power Park Han Wang. A person in the crowd said, what are you proud of if it wasn't for Dragon King being hospitalized? He would have killed you in minutes. Shameless guy really thinks he's invincible in the world. Forget the 3-0 of Dragon King back. Then the host was pretty nervous. Then the player took the mic from him and said it seems that a bunch of losers can't accept it. If you don't accept it, I'll teach you a lesson again. A bunch of trash translate my words exactly as they were. The host thinks, oh heavens, I really want to quit. He said there's a certain gap between imagination and practice. If everyone doesn't recognize part player's words, he's happy to accept the challenge from the audience. Hope to bring you a satisfying exchange. The audience went silent. A person fatty named Dan on phone he heard teach you a lesson again. A bunch of trash. He said damn it I knew that the translator didn't tell the truth. Park Han standing said old Lou go up and beat this arrogant guy. And I don't like mat games. The person fatty said don't be afraid. How about this if you win I'll treat you a hot pot. The person sitting beside him said 2 meals. He said a deal. The person standing was listen. He stood up and moved towards the stage. The audience said look someone stepped out. A freshman from S University. Luke Hen wants to fight a girl said S University. Len seems like he heard it somewhere. Other guy said who is this guy? The third one said never seen him in the circle. The front romance said freshman, isn't he a bit too young? Parhen standing said overstepping your brothers. Lou casually bearing headphones and said quick battle quick decision eat after the fight and said this player, Luke Hen comes from the famous S University for esports. Many of the leading figures in our country's esports industry are well-known alumni of S University. Gets on the desktop, gets ready to play the game. Host said we look forward to play. Luke Hen and player Park bringing us a wonderful game. The game is about to begin. The player Park Han Wang did not use E-level mech provided by the organizer preparation library. He directly chose the S-level mech. The player Lu Chen only chose an A-level mech from the preparation library. Overall situation is a bit unexpected. Other people sitting in the crowd said damn he isn't using the mech from the preparation library and went with that S-level mech. Really shameless. He truly is from the EXE. Doesn't even care about his face. The game started. Player Park triggered a flame pillar. Player Luke Hen levelly dodged opponent's killer move. Park was stretched, said impossible. Other players said oh my god. After watching the flame pillar, he was able to counterattack in an instant. Where did this guy come from? Luke Hen destroyed the core of the S-level mech with just one fire knife. Park lost the battle and said come again. The player Park, who was eliminated, entered the battlefield again with an S-class mech. And then sorry. Park Han Wang was terminated again. This time it only took 9 seconds. It's an instant kill. He again asked come again. The player Park once again exploded into fireworks. He said come again. Come. Now Luke Hen stood up from his chair and said what come again? It's already the 5th game. See Sean will not treat me to hot pot later. The post said player Park Han Wang thinks your skills are proficient. You must be a veteran player, right? The audience said good job bro. Little watermelon keep going crazy. The host asked, but why have I never heard your name in the Mac circle? She said no. Today is my first time playing Mac. I just turned 18. I had access to the internet cafe since 2 months ago. I only understood the gameplay after watching the game yesterday. Park was traumatized after hearing this. Other players said little brother well done. Kid, that's the first time and it was fantastic. New king. The new king of Mech Circle ascends the throne. Just turned it in. The future is definitely world number 1. Hey handsome, look over here, said screaming girls. Awesome. People taking pictures of him, shouting bro you, re-awesome. Just then the story comes to the present and Luchen's head. Since then, I became an esports star. Later I heard from Sean that Park Han-wong retired shortly after returning to West Country because of his defeat. After becoming famous, I chose Spirit Pain, this popular game. I named myself Luken. I also officially embarked on the journey of dominating the Z Country Sports Circle. Wore unparalleled trophy with him. It was the first trophy I won in Spirit Pain. It was also the first time I fought the Candle Shadow Caves. The first war unparalleled final competition scene. The strength of the Hall of Fame player was truly amazing. Candle Shadow Chaos and Luken are facing each other. The current situation is even more difficult to resolve. Sword splashing. This is the warrior fight. No fancy moves. Only collision of knives and swords, blood and flesh. Compared to the other professional competitions, the warriors' competition is more blood-boiling. They're fighting Crimson King's new flame. There it is. Candle Shadow Chaos just used the Crimson Dragon Flame Slash. The commentator with headphones shouted. Fighting with a girl, Luken easily parried with one move. Reverse Flow Galaxy. He said it's my turn now. Grabbed the sword and said thy Shan sword dance. There it is. It's Luchen's highest difficulty infinite combo. Thy Shan sword dance 600. The combo count is still rising. Luken said Candle Shadow Chaos. How far do you believe I can beat your record? He said one dance as the sword rain collapses. The word 197 combos already broke Candle Shadow Chaos' highest record of 196 combo. The combo is still continuing. The limit has not been reached yet. Broken defense. Candle Shadow Chaos has no power to resist. Thy Shan sword dance, Stormy combo 240. 250 combos. Our champion tonight is born. 250 combos break Candle Shadow Chaos blood bar limit, but not Luchen's. The dynasty is about to be established. Congratulations, Luken. Congratulations to the Ancient Sword Dream Soul Guild for claiming Spirit Pain's first warrior championship title. The scene shifts back to the present, and Luken exhales, staring at the engraved trophy. This seems to be the only time I officially fought against Candle Shadow Chaos. Who knew the organizers would actually carve Taishan's sword dance combo count onto the trophy itself? The War Unparalleled trophy had become the 250 combo trophy, a reminder of his record-breaking feat. For a long time, his teammates and fans teased him about it, but that number was etched in history. He had shattered records, claimed numerous first rankings, and at the peak of his career, had entered the Hall of Fame as its youngest member ever. His name dominated every gaming media headline, day after day. But fate is unpredictable. How spirited he had been back then, how untouchable, only to now stand embarrassed by his decline. If not for that accident, the hospital report had been blunt. Your recovery took only 6 months, but your brain's neural responses remain impaired. Under high-intensity mental activity, you will experience a 3-second delay in nerve response. It won't affect daily life, but in esports, it's a major setback. And it showed. His rank continued to plummet. Have you heard? Luchen's ranking dropped again. Yeah, he's down past the top 100 now, Hall of Fame member my ass. He's just a joke. 98th place. Mockery followed him like a shadow. A clown twirled a stick in his hand and laughed. Will the officials give me a Hall of Fame certificate too? Luken, unimpressed, turned his sharp gaze toward them. Instantly, unease settled over the mockers. Oh no, he's looking this way. So what if he's ranked 98? We're still ranked way lower than him, they muttered, avoiding eye contact. After the accident, I went from first master to a clown others mock. Frustration boiled beneath his skin. but snapping at them was useless. Pointless to waste anger on morons. He turned away, shaking his head as he walked past. The clown behind him waved mockingly. Fine, fine, you run fast. The guild's name flashed before his eyes. Ancient Sword Dream Soul. Or rather, what remained of it. Was the guild raided? Chaos reigned. Instead of the vibrant hub it once was, the place had become a wasteland, looted and abandoned. Boss, what happened here? The guild leader, exhausted, barely lifted her gaze. A few members panicked, afraid of being targeted. They quit in a frenzy, took everything they could. We were more ruthless than even the hostile guilds. The scene was a mess of shattered alliances, broken trust, and fading glory. One side held the past, the other, the future. Among the ruins of what once was, Liu Ken stood still, staring through the echoes of history. The elf girl said, "Don't worry. I am fine." He said, "Boss, about my withdrawal application. Maybe if I quit, those enemies will leave Ancient Sword Dream Soul alone." "What nonsense are you talking about?" She said, "You are one of the founders of Ancient Sword Dream Soul. The 4 stars of sun, moon, and dust can't be missing one. The target is you as well as Ancient Sword Dream Soul. Back then our guild was too famous. The fastest way to become the new king is to defeat the old one. Too many people want to step on our bones and ascend the throne. By the way, yesterday someone sent you a challenge invitation on behalf of the guild." He said, "Candle Shadow Chaos." She said, "Yes, it's him." He said, "Rejected. I can't beat him now." She said, "Okay, I'll reject him on behalf of the guild." Just then, a system notification popped up, unable to reject. Candle Dragon Guild has withdrawn the challenge request and sent a public apology letter. He asked, "What's wrong, boss?" She said the senior management of Candle Dragon Guild withdrew the challenge and sent a public apology letter. He asked, "Apology letter to whom?" She said to us, "They think you don't have the qualifications to compete with Candle Shadow Chaos. This kind of challenge will only lower Candle Shadow Chaos value. They think Candle Shadow Chaos random challenge behavior has caused some impact on Ancient Sword Dream Soul Guild and apologized to us. The public letter has been reposted more than 1 million times in the game. That is to say, everyone knows. Are you okay?" "Yes." He said, "I see. If there's nothing else, I will continue cleaning the dungeons." She was shocked to see his reaction. He came to bathe and thought, after the apology letter incident, it was the joint strangulation led by Candle Dragon that killed Ancient Sword Dream Soul completely. My esports career also came to an end. In the end, the boss and I burned 7 Dragon Grassland before our guild closed down and then deleted our accounts and quit the game. Now back to real life, he bathed and now he's comfortable. He said, "It's our way of expressing Ancient Sword Dream Soul's dissatisfaction. It's 11 o'clock, let's use the computer before going to bed. The boot delay is so slow." "Huh, my delay seems to be pretty slow too." Sitting on the chair, thinking that, he said on the forum headline again. This finally opened. We all quit the game and there are still 100,000 comments cursing me. If it wasn't for you guys chasing me relentlessly back then, I wouldn't have burned 7 Dragon Grassland like that. No, he was so tired and said, "Why did I start browsing the forum again? Let's get some sleep." Just then he saw the package, Heaven Order Gaming Helmet. The Hall of Fame special helmet sent by UE Hang Group. Being changed for so long, I almost forgot that I was also a Hall of Fame member. Let's take a look. After all, Heaven's Order is promoted as a masterpiece beyond Spirit Pain. It's indeed a level higher than Spirit Pain. The VFX and graphics are another level, but that slogan, gaming professions, how could you be thrilled if you aren't here for a fierce battle? How could you be thrilled if you aren't here? Just then, he received a call from Sion. "Hello Sion, what do you want from me in the middle of the night?" Sion said, "Where the fuck are you? Your phone's off, no QQ, no WeChat." He said, "I forgot. I don't know where I went myself." Sion said, "Forgot? Are you drunk? Spirit Pain closed down. Don't mind those upsetting things. What we lost, we will get back from Heaven's Order." "Heaven's Order?" He given up. "You can go to Heaven's Order yourself." Sion said, "Given up? Don't joke, man. Are you still the loud Lu I know?" He said, "I'm like this now. How can I play? You want me to humiliate myself again? If there is nothing else, just hang up." Sion burst out in anger and said, "Hang up? You're a total coward. You are the demon that tore Park Han Wang apart, kicked Candle Shadow Chaos, the youngest member of Hall of Fame, Liu Ken. Are you going to just give up like this? Are you really willing?" He said, "So what do you know?" Sion said, "I know that when being bullied, you have to fight back. Watching the guild with only 5 people left finally being crushed and quitting the game, are you really fucking willing? Blue, say something. Spirit pain, first war, challenge withdrawn, viral apology letter. That humiliation, are you really willing to swallow it? He said, how can I be willing? What can I even do? Every day I log in and get chased. My comrades were harassed and quit the game. Not that Hall of Fame Luken anymore. Sion said, you bastard, Luken, you are a coward. Goodbye. Sion cut the call. A truly thrilling battle. He thought of his battle in the past, the joy of victory, the public humiliation, relentless pursuits, and the shattered guild. Every one of them was deeply embedded in his mind. I, who have seen the peak, can never rot in the mud of the valley. Sion is right. Willing? Heaven's order, I am here. He logged into the game with a new headset and thought, this feels like traveling through a sea of data. Was Yui Hang Group's virtual technology so advanced? He reached the Temple of Guidance. It was a big hall with pillars and glowing lamps on the top. He said, what a realistic feeling, as if I really came to another place. The touch and texture of the pillars of stone are also simulated, worthy of being a masterpiece beyond spirit pain. He heard a narrating voice. Welcome to the Temple of Guidance, Luken. A fairy appeared and said, hello, I am the system spirit. He said, hello. She said, dear player, after confirmation you are a Hall of Fame member in said country region and have exclusive ID privileges. Do you want to continue using your ID, Luken? Luken thought. Luken, this ID has become the biggest joke of the Hall of Fame. Changing an ID would indicate a new start. His name was now Broken Spear Sinking Sand. He thought, I am no longer the Hall of Fame member Luken, but the player Broken Spear Sinking Sand. He confirmed the name. She said, Broken Spear Sinking Sand, broken, the iron still hasn't melted. They'll grind and force them to recognize the former dynasty. These 4 words are very poetic and very penetrating. I, the remnant of ancient sword dream soul, I am back. He let out an evil laugh. The system spirit got scared of his laugh. Player Broken Spear Sinking Sand, do you want to start the race and profession selection? Start 10 professions debuted. Which profession is more suitable for him now? The more mobile knight, the balanced warrior, or the single target damage bursting archer? It's hard to choose. How about going back to my old line, warrior? Just then, a notification appeared. The helmet's initial operation needs to draw blood samples for clear body detection. The helmet drew a small needle into his forehead and the blood sampling began. He thought, blood sampling? The helmet does blood sampling? And then, another notification popped up, started blood sampling, complicated player body detection initiated. A red warning flashed. According to detection, your heart rate is lower than normal human standards by 30%, your body temperature lower than standard by 70%, blood activity concentration lower than standard by 40%, brainwave response exceeds normal human standards by 120%, vital signs lower than normal human standards by 50%. Luken thought, what's going on? Why is it all red? Is my VIP level helmet a knockoff? A red light broke through his window and he said, don't fuck with me. In the dim glow of the game's loading interface, a fairy's voice rang out with mystical clarity, telling Lu Chen that his unique physique qualified him for a hidden profession. Blinking with confusion, he asked what kind of hidden profession warranted such drama, only to be met with her cryptic smile and a simple question, did he want to unlock it? He shrugged and confirmed with a casual yeah, and the system pulsed to life with brilliance. Congratulations! Hidden profession unlocked. Death Knight, the strongest warrior in hell, a descendant of the Asura clan, master of death's power, ruler of all night spirits. As the words unfolded, a Death Knight clad in dark armor emerged before Lon, who nodded in satisfaction and declared it perfect. A warrior class from a special race. Then came another system ping. The game was beginning, Broken Sphere was initializing, and Lu Chen had seconds to decide. With a murmured yes, the world shattered into pixels, and a chilling voice whispered, wake up, abandoned dead of Chaos Corp Ridge, Novice Village. A skeletal hand broke through the damp earth. Lu Chen blinked in disbelief. Why was his starting point buried in dirt? Looking down, he saw bare bones where flesh should have been. He muttered in horror, wasn't he supposed to be a Death Knight? This didn't match the cool image he had in mind. The system coldly clarified that the skeletal form was simply the appearance of the Death Knight. Fine, he thought, it's still a special class. Skeleton works, just feels hollow. No flesh or blood, so much for iron bones and hot blood. Now just bones. Then, out of nowhere, a voice called him Little Skeleton, and he jumped in fright. Behind him stood an undead mage, eyes glowing under a tattered hood. The figure said solemnly, "Chief of Chaos Corp Ridge, Novice Village. Awaken, Night Spirit. Take up your sword and begin your journey. Fight for the rule of night spirits with blood and courage." The system dinged again. He received a starter kit. Still unnerved, Luchin grumbled, "Damn, you scared me," but figured ragged clothes and a rusty sword were better than nothing. Donning his gear, he held the broken blade aloft and proudly declared the night had arrived. Surely his attributes had skyrocketed, but upon checking his panel, he nearly collapsed from disbelief. Level 0. Magic defense, 0. Reputation, 0. Before he could recover, the mage reappeared, apparently enjoying dramatic entrances. "Red Skeleton, do you seek power? Want some pointers?" Mage offered with a sly tone. Luchin scoffed, "Pointers are fine, but I'm not selling myself." Mage burst out laughing, "You don't have any meat to sell anyway." Then came a new task. Kill 20 big-eared rabbits and collect coarse leg hairs for a reward. Luchin muttered about the old man's bad jokes but accepted the mission. 20 rabbits should be easy, he thought. In the carrot field, he spotted a level 3 rabbit and struck. A clean hit, 41 damage. Encouraged, he lined up another attack, calculating a 3-second delay. Swing. Missed. The rabbit dodged with ease and retaliated with a brutal kick that sent his skull flying. Stunned, he tried again, missed again. The rabbit even perched mockingly on his sword. After a series of embarrassing failures, he realized something. His input delay had dropped. From 3 seconds to 2 to 1, now 0. Confused but intrigued, he shouted, "Boss Season Candle Shadow Chaos. I, the #1 sportsman in the world, am back." Luchin groaned, killed by rabbits and now surrounded by loud players. Sean and the others could never hear of this. But then a strange dizziness overtook him. Sword in hand, he wandered, something tugging at his memory. Sports cars, baseball bats, his game birthplace, Lord Guan A hospital room. Then the doctor's words from his past memory echoed, self-repairing neurons. Could this be happening now? Maybe a hospital checkup was in order. But first, rabbits. The system hinted that their necks were weak points, offering bonus damage. He crept toward them and whispered, "Hello, little rabbits," before unleashing a flurry of critical hits. His experience bar climbed, and he grinned. This reduced delay felt amazing. With every swing, he felt sharper, faster, deadlier. Could it vanish entirely someday? Just then, a player came flying towards him. Then he said, "What a player?" The player said it's coming. A level 10 monster had a panicked player in its grip. Lu Chen's hollow eyes narrowed, skeletal fingers wrapping tightly around his blade. "Let's raise some hell," he muttered, stepping forward into chaos. The rabbit monster, now in human-like form, was calmly chewing on a carrot. A system pop-up identified him as the king of big-eared rabbits, ruler of the carrot grassland, a temperamental, muscle-bound beast. The calm didn't last. Without warning, the rabbit hurled a man toward Liu Ken. Unfazed, Liu Ken raised the person he held as a shield, blocking the blow. His expression tightened. Today, he would avenge the chaos caused by this monster. Liu Ken had never faced a boss so early, especially after cutting his delay time. A strange excitement bubbled inside him as he gripped his sword. The rabbit wore brass knuckles, a close-range, fast-type fighter. Liu Ken quickly analyzed. Best tactic? Stay still, let the opponent strike, then dodge and find an opening. The rabbit lunged, but Liu Ken dodged and struck. It surprised the monster, but only dealt 25 points of damage. The force of the rabbit's punch was unreal. It tore through the air. Liu Ken realized the undeads could repair wounds and maintain skeletal structure, but not recover blood. What's the point of being undying if you can't recover blood? He thought grimly. He did the math. One rabbit punch caused 25 points of damage. How much could he deal in return? A critical hit landed only 8 points. This thing's fast, powerful, and tanky, he muttered. Going for the neck seemed like a good move, until he found hidden armor under the rabbit's fur. If that punch landed on his front, he'd fracture for sure. Luchen's eyes scanned the broken tree nearby, split in half by the rabbit's raw strength. Blue's voice echoed in his mind. The weak points of the big-eared rabbit are all armored. He was the worst kind of boss. Strong, smart, and durable. Luken couldn't afford a single mistake. Suddenly, the rabbit grew furious and yanked an entire tree out of the ground. Good, Luken whispered. The rabbit hurled it toward him. Luken slashed in response. Can't cut you? I'll cut the tree. But that wasn't the rabbit's real intention. It was just a setup. The rabbit attacked again. Luken dodged and managed to strike to the eye, minus 20 points. That's when it clicked. The eyes were vulnerable. But he got distracted, and the rabbit struck back, 15 points gone, followed by a brutal rib shot that cost him 40 more. He flew into a tree trunk, groaning. Luken climbed onto a branch. Little rabbit, I'm here. Like the gift I made for you? The tree below was filled with tangled vines. Get caught in that and you're stuck. Unless you destroy the whole thing, which you can't right now. He struck again, this time a clean shot to the rabbit's eye. Critical hit. Minus 100. The rabbit entered a rage state. Attack up by 50%, but speed and defense down by the same amount. Blind with rage? What's the use of power now? He launched a series of precise critical hits. The final strike took the rabbit's head clean off. Victory. A system prompt flashed, boss defeated. He leveled up to level 4, receiving armor and a magic stone. Equip big-eared rabbit blowing chest plate, he commanded. It was decent gear. 10 free attribute points appeared. He added all to strength. His power rose from 11 to 16. The undead swordsman class had solid strength growth. 5 strength points translated to 3 to 5 attack power. Outside the battlefield, the sun dimmed behind the clouds, casting long shadows across the forest. The wind swayed broken branches where the battle had ended. Luken looked around at the quiet aftermath, one of many fights ahead. He hadn't even collected a single leg hair yet. Let's continue the crusade. Returning to the village, he met the village chief. Well done, young little skeleton, the old man said. Luken gained 150 experience and 10 copper coins. He leveled up again, level 5, and got 5 more bonus points. He asked for more tasks. Of course, said the chief. The next one is an F-level medium task. A green mantis. Luken nodded. First, I need to find a merchant. I need red medicine. Coincidentally, the village chief flashed a badge and transformed into one. You too? Luken asked. Nightlings are few. We value versatility, he replied. The chief saw the magic stone and offered 540 copper coins for it. Luken blinked. 1 stone is worth this much? The task reward was only 10 coins. He smiled. Quantity can shine too. Got any red medicine? He asked. Guaranteed satisfaction, the chief replied. Each bottle cost 50 coins and restored 80 health points. Luken bought 20. No discounts. He grumbled but paid. You're welcome again, little skeleton, the chief said with a grin. The next morning, in the quiet mist of the light forest, the Mad Dragon Guild stood tall. A board hung at the entrance. No trespassing for idlers. A skull was pinned on it. Luken saw the warning and scoffed. I'm not even human. Why would I care? He walked forward, when suddenly, 2 people sprinted past him. One of them shouted, Big brother, they're chasing us. Luken squinted. Those 2 brothers, how are they here?